So I got a chance to see Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which doesn't come out till like February 5th. I don't know what the marketing decision was there to have a screening 4 months in advance, but hey, I'll take it. So let's get into this, guys. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the sense that its title, it literally spells out what this movie is about. And it's based on a novel that came out not too long ago that was really popular, and I haven't read that novel. But even if I did, it wouldn't matter, because if you saw my Macbeth review, you know that I don't compare the film to the source material. All I care about is how is the film on its own merits. I really wanted this to do well because I actually invested in this movie stock in the Hollywood Stock Exchange. I put a link in the description box, you should check it out, ton of fun. And I'm happy to report that I'm pretty sure my portfolio is going to continue increasing in value throughout February because I had a freaking blast with this movie. Everybody did in the audience. And I'll address your first question up front. Let's get it out of the way. No, this is not Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. That should have been made clear already because I said it's fun. This really is a period piece. You know, it is the Pride and Prejudice story. It just so happens that a zombie apocalypse happened to occur and our characters and the storyline have to adapt and adjust accordingly. And there's a really cool animated sequence throughout the credits that explains the history of the zombie apocalypse, what happened, where are we at currently, and it's a really effective and efficient way of getting us caught up to speed and allowing us to just dive into the deep end and get into it real quick. The dialogue is also very Joss Whedon-esque, you know, it's very clever, it's really funny, and you can tell that the writers are really relying on the actors to have great chemistry with one another in order to bring the screenplay to life, and they do, they play off each other so well. And just to rattle off a few key actors that are especially great in this movie, Lily James, she was Cinderella in the recently released Cinderella movie. She's great in that. She's awesome in this. She's like a hardened badass in this movie. And she's angry several times in this movie, especially with Mr. Darcy, duh. She is convincingly pissed off to the point that I was like, I actually think that she, the actress, is pissed off at the actor. Speaking of Mr. Darcy, he's played by Sam Riley, who really does stoic, pompous douchebaggery very well. And then there is Matt Smith of Doctor Who fame. He is hilarious in this movie. I mean, to the point that he's almost overused. Some people might find him a little bit annoying because he's kind of like a kooky character, but I thought he brought so much humor to this film, and it was just a great addition. And I'm talking about humor and laughs and jokes throughout this film, but let's not forget, this is a zombie film. There's got to be some horror in it, right? And the answer is, yeah. There's some creepy stuff going on in this movie. And let me be clear, this movie is not a terrifying film. No, nothing like that. But there's just a few scenes peppered throughout this movie that really actually kind of disturbed me or creeped me out or unsettled me. And one thing that I actually loved that actually kind of contributed to some of the horror was the way that they presented the zombies. And they approach the zombies either one of two ways. I'm still trying to figure it out. Either they are unaware that they're dead, or they know they're dead, they're aware of it, they're smart zombies, and they might roll up to a party and be like, oh no, I'm fine, this is nothing, this is just a flesh wound, don't worry about me, and then they proceed to eat the humans' brains. I think it's the latter. I'm pretty sure they're smart zombies that are trying to trick the humans, but it could be actually the way they present it, it could be a bit of both. I'm not really sure. This chick in particular freaked me out. Yep, the scene she's in just did me over. She's in my nightmares now, and that is what it is. And I'm raving about this movie, I know, but because I really liked it. It does have a few flaws though, most of which really didn't negatively affect my experience in the least. But there are a couple things that are worth mentioning. First of all, some of the fight scenes are terrifically choreographed. However, the way that some of the fight scenes are filmed and shot, it just ruins the scene. Some of the shots get really close and get all shaky cam on us. And sometimes I think that they accidentally zoomed in too far because someone will be fighting a zombie and cut them off screen, and then CGI blood will come off screen into view, and it's just like, I'm missing a huge chunk of the action. Zoom out, knucklehead, what are you doing? There's also some narrative plot holes, or at least things that they bring up but they don't wrap up or don't touch on it later in the film. And my last negative for the movie is just that the final act is very rushed and choppy. I feel like they had a smooth 35-minute final act, but because they went over time by like 10 or 15 minutes, they had to chop out little pieces of the final act to get under time, and because of that, certain transitions between the scenes ended up being kind of sloppy. But overall, guys, I feel like this is a movie that should have been made for like $1.75, then sent straight to the Sci-Fi Channel, but instead they decided to throw some money and talent at it, and what do we get? A fun, funny, clever scary at times, horror comedy period piece. And I had a great time with this film. I'm totally seeing it again in February with my wife for Valentine's Day. Let me say this. If you like Pride and Prejudice and your significant other likes horror movies or vice versa, go see this movie. It is a perfect date movie for that scenario. So all that being said, based on my grading scale, which you can see in the description box below, I gotta give Pride and Prejudice and Zombies a 4.5 out of 5. Man, I did not see that coming. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. Take it or leave it. But what do you guys think? Are you excited about Pride and Prejudice and Zombies? Have you read the book? What's your favorite horror comedy? Let me know in the comments section. I want to talk about it with you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like this review, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll get updates whenever I post my weekly movie reviews. So we can do this again soon. I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey, man, get off my case.
Oh, man. Chicks don't want to hear that shit.